Hello everyone, my name is Rob, welcome to Kinetic Rugby League. In this video I'm going to be giving you my NRL Grand Final tips and predictions. Now if you want to see how I got on last week, you can check the pinned comment down below. Two other things, number one, I will be live streaming during the Grand Final, so if anyone wants to stop by on Sunday, feel free. We can talk about the season, players or the game itself and just have a good chat. It would be great to meet some more of you. Second of all, I will be posting a specific bet that I'm going to be placing for the Grand Final. I know sometimes say, you know, bet on this team to win, maybe bet on this margin, bet on some try scorers. I'm going to give you the specific bet that I'll be placing this week. So without further ado, let's get started on the last game of this NRL season. So looking at the NRL Grand Final, we have the Penrith Panthers versus Brisbane Broncos, starting with the Panthers. They finished their regular season in first place on the ladder. They've won 18 games and lost 6 in that regular season. And with an away record, essentially this is not a home game, this is an away game, with an away record of 9 wins and 3 losses, so pretty strong there. In terms of current form, they've won 4 in their last 5 games. They also won last time out against Melbourne Storm. And their record so far this season at Accor Stadium in Sydney is 1 win and 1 loss, so not too much to go off. Now looking at the team that they've announced so far for this week. In the backs, it includes Dylan Edwards, Sonia Taruva, Isaac Tango, Stephen Crichton, Brian Toto, Jerome Luai, and Nathan Cleary. In the forwards, it includes Moses Leota, Mitch Kenny, James Fisher-Harris, Scott Sorensen, Liam Martin, and Isaiah Yeo. And on the bench is Jack Cogger, Lindsay Smith, Spencer Leniu, and Luke Garner. Looking at percentage stats for the Panthers, they have a 77% win rate, 82% completion rate, and a tackle efficiency of 87.4%. Moving on to the Broncos, they finished their regular season in second place on the ladder. They also have the same record of 18 wins and 6 losses in that time. Looking at the away record as well, as I said, this is basically an away game for both teams. They've won 11 and lost only 1. Their current form is 4 wins in the last 5, and they won last time out against the Warriors. At Accor Stadium this season, they have played 0 games. Now looking at the squad that they've announced so far for this week, in the backs, it includes Reece Walsh, Jesse Arthurs, Katoni Staggs, Herbie Farnworth, Selwyn Cobbo, Ezra Mam, and Adam Reynolds. Looking at the forwards, they have Thomas Flegler, Billy Walters, Payne Haas, Kurt Capewell, Jordan Rickey, and Patrick Carrigan. And on the bench is Tyson Smoothie, Brendan Piacora, Kobe Hetherington, and Keenan Palacia. Looking at percentage stats for the Broncos, they have a 77% win rate, 77% completion rate, and a tackle efficiency of 86.4%. So here we are, finally at the NRL Grand Final in 2023. So, first of all, I'm really happy that we have the 2 best teams. They weren't like knocked out by anyone like dark horses like the Sydney Roosters. They'd picked up form, and the Newcastle Knights, they were on, a really impressive win streak. The 2 best teams from the regular season are still here, and most importantly, the full teams are available. There's no key players missing due to injury, which is fantastic to see. There's no Cleary missing, no Walsh or Reynolds, Haas, Yeo, Carrigan. These guys are all ready to go, which is just great to see, and I can't wait to watch them play. Now, one aspect of this game is the Panthers' attack versus the Broncos' defense. I trust the Panthers' attack more in this scenario, personally, because the Panthers play off a specific structure, and it's very difficult for them to be disrupted. Because they're so clinical with their passes, you have to be really on it defensively to disrupt them. Now, the one game that I have pointed at a couple times is the Panthers versus the Sea Eagles towards the back end of the regular season. And the key note that I kept making was that Daly Cherry-Evans kept jamming into Nathan Cleary, and this does 2 things. Number one, either Nathan Cleary has to get the ball off earlier, which means that the specific structure that the Panthers wanted to attack with isn't as specific as what they had in mind before, because they're banking on Nathan Cleary being able to run at the line with the ball to draw in defenders, but Daly Cherry-Evans has already shut that down. Or they stop Nathan Cleary there and then, and that's the play completely dead. And then the Panthers have to regroup and go again for another play. So the Seagulls did a really good job in that game. But also, on the flip side of it, defensively, when the Seagulls went at them, especially down the Panthers' right-hand side with Crichton and Toto, they were vulnerable a couple times. So I do think looking at the left-hand attack for the Broncos, attacking that right-hand side for the Panthers, Ezra Mam, he's got a good turn of pace and a good step, especially Herbie Farnworth as well. You start linking up with Reece Walsh, making runs around the back. That right-hand side defence of the Panthers could be exploited a couple times. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Broncos, early in the set, really go at the Panthers a couple times. Now, I do get the feeling that the Panthers are going to play more for field position. They're going to get Leota and Fisher-Harris to kind of punch holes through the middle, which is going to be difficult to do because, you know, you're going to be running at Payne Haas and Thomas Flegler, who, whatever you do to them, they can do to you, but much, much worse. Payne Haas can hit you, make 10 post-contact meters, and still get an offload. He's such an impressive player. So I get the feeling that the Panthers are going to really try and punch holes. Nathan Cleary's going to kick to the corner, going to try and put as much pressure on Reece Walsh as possible, getting Taruva and To'o to really pressure him into the corners and get him down as soon as possible and force the Broncos to have to play. However, I think the Broncos will want to play in this game. I don't think they want to focus too much on field position. I think they know what kind of player they've got in Reece Walsh. He's able to kind of spread teams insanely well. It's so impressive. You get him linking up with Mam, you get him linking up with Reynolds, you give him a small gap, he's making his way through. Or he just gets a little bit of space with his arms free, that's offloaded to Staggs or to Farnworth. He's such an impressive player. And let's not forget, of course, Ricky and Carrigan, impressive players in attack as well. Sometimes they're not talked about enough as attacking threats. They're really important players on those edges. So this is going to be an insanely fun match to watch because part of me thinks, right, well, the Broncos' attack is really, really strong, but you look how strong that Panthers' defence is. Are they going to find ways to break through? As good as they are in attack, are they going to find ways to break through that defence? I don't know. And sometimes I think the Panthers' attack is so clinical. Can the Broncos stop it? But my answers to those questions are, well, yeah. The Broncos can find ways through. It almost feels like they're still the underdog in this scenario, which makes complete sense, but I trust the Broncos more. I think Walsh can spread teams open more than Edwards can. I think Ezra Mam's ability to play off the cuff is nearly as impressive as Jerome Luai. But I think Adam Reynolds' ability to control the game is better than Nathan Cleary. To fully control a game, to influence a game, to do whatever you want to happen, Reynolds is the best at that, I think. That's my personal opinion. You guys may say Cleary. If you say Cleary, no arguments there. I'm happy to go with that. But my personal opinion is that Reynolds is the better one. But I have no complaints if you were to say that Cleary is better than Reynolds. But that's my opinion. So Reynolds' ability to control the game is going to be one key factor. Mam's ability to open up opportunities on the left-hand side is huge. Walsh's ability is also going to be huge. There's not too much else to say on this game. Because we know what these teams are about. We know how impressive they are. So, in terms of picking a winner, this is tough. But I think I know where I'm going to lean. So, looking at the threats of both teams in the fullback position, in the centres, how clinical they are on the wings, how well their 6 and 7 can control the game and create opportunities, how strong the forward packs are, I think I'm going to have to go with the Brisbane Broncos to win by 1 to 12 points. So, there is no need to give a recap for this game, now that I've just already given you the only result. Now, in terms of winner's confidence, I'm at about 50%. I'm at 50%. In terms of margin confidence, I'm at 50%. If you were to bet, I would not just bet on an outright winner. Now, if you are a Penrith fan or you are a Brisbane fan, of course, feel free to do it. Now, this is the specific bet that I'm going to place. I'm going with Bet365 on mine. I'm using the Bet Builder. I don't know if you can access that in Australia. I think you can. I think I googled it once and it said you could. I'm using Bet365 and the odds last time I checked was 60 to 1. Now the bet that I'm specifically going for is Brian Toto to score anytime, Selwyn Cobbo to score anytime, Reece Walsh to score anytime, and neither team to score 3 unanswered tries. And that is 60 to 1. I'm placing a tenner on that for £600 return. So that's the bet that I'm specifically going for this week. But yeah, I can't wait for this. I truly cannot wait. This is going to be a hell of a game. But I do think the Broncos can just about get it done. But as I've said with a lot of other games this season, if the Panthers still win, it wouldn't surprise me. But I just think there's an edge to the Broncos. And it's mainly Reece Walsh. That's it. So, there we have my prediction for the grand final. So that is going to be it for this video. If you have a prediction for this game, let me know in the comments down below. Also, let me know how you got on last week. But I do have to say before I sign off, this is my last NRL tips and predictions video for this season. Since I've been doing them, since about round 8, I've had some incredible support from people, and it's been nice to see the following really grow and to get to know some new people, have regulars commenting their predictions and how they got on, and also building a much bigger audience through doing these. And it really does mean a lot. So thank you for being here. Just you watching the video always helps. But thank you so much for being on this journey. I will hopefully have some more Rugby League content coming soon. Even though the season's going to be done, there will still be some content to come. When it does come, I don't know for certain. But I will make sure that there is some content post-season. But yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. And I will see you next time.